Miss Colette is going to host a Follies. Put your hands together.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Colette Genevieve, and I'm clearly over the moon to be hosting this McKittrick Follies. No, truly I am. It's just that I'm currently suffering from a wicked hangover. I'm sure you know how some of us feel. And I'm abiding by that old rule that the best detoxification is a retoxification. And I hope you'll all join me in that. Especially you. You're very attractive. Cheers. Are we all ready to have a good time this evening? What did I literally just say about my hangover? That's very rude. Here, will you hold this? Thank you. Anyway, speaking of drinking, I got into a spot of bother the other week on account of a commercial airline and 11 dirty martinis. Do you want to hear about it? Well, you're going to hear about it either way, so you may as well sit tight and have a drink. You see, it's all because of my desire to visit Paris. I was born there, but I sailed over here as a precocious toddler. And ever since then, Paris has had this fascination over my mind. I've always wanted to go. So, when commercial airline travel was introduced recently, let's give a round of applause for that, my goodness. I decided that I simply had to experiment with the other side, if you know what I mean, of the Atlantic, that is. So, I called up my lover, Rita Marlowe, and told her, we're gonna go to Paris. Meet me there, which is something I've always wanted to say over the telephone. There was nothing left for me to do but go to Newark Airport and dream of my Parisian excursion. I couldn't wait to stuff my face with chocolate croissants, to stroll down the Rue de la Blah, 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 to go to museums. I suppose that one's just for my friend Christina, wherever she is. I'll go to museums. All right, fine. But most importantly, I couldn't wait to partake in those fabulous, fantastic, phenomenal French orgies. That's what I said, orgies. Buckle up, kids. My goodness, it's a Wednesday. Here come old laptop, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he want holy roller. He got hair down to his knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. Sounds yummy. Tell me more, Colette. Well, I will. He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola. He said, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you must save me. We come together right now over me. Which is the definition of an orgy, actually. At least according to the dictionary, which I've read partially. He back production, he got walrus gumboot, he got bad production, he got oh no sideboard, he got feet down below his knee. Hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. But I don't really want a venereal disease if that's what the result is. Sort of seems like the risk would be outweighing the reward. Let's give it up for these fine gentlemen, shall we? He roller coaster, he got early warning, he got muddy water, he won mojo filter. He said, I know you, you know me. Got to be good looking 'cause he's so hard exactly what I wanted, you see. Who wouldn't want to dive headfirst into those Parisian orgies, ladies and gentlemen? To fully prepare, I downed 7 dirty martinis at the airport and chased them down with a pretzel because I am a responsible adult. Then after that, there was nothing to do but board my flight, and the captain announced that it was his last flight before retirement. And in fact, to quote him directly, he said, "It's my last flight either way," which was rather daunting. So I had 4 more martinis. After that, there was nothing to do except enjoy a nice long boozy nap before I landed. I emerged from the plane and drank in that lush Parisian air. And it was hot. It was a little too hot, if I'm being honest with you, and pretty stinky, actually. There were these cracked, dry plains as far as the intoxicated eye could see. And as I struggled to get my bearings, this stranger approached. Or was it a stranger? Dewey, Danger Flynn, is that you?
Butter my butt and call me a biscuit. I tell you, is that you, Colette? Now, I tell you what, I'm happier than a dead pig in the sunshine to see you.
Dewey, what are you doing here in France, and why is your voice so weird?
In France? Well, gosh, you must be more confused than a fart in a fan factory. Now, I tell you what.
What?
You look beautiful. Doesn't she look beautiful, ladies and gentlemen?
It's very dark in here. That's
You know, this is how I talk when I'm down here addressing my cows.
Well, the only cows I'm interested right now, Dewey, are the ones that are producing brie cheese and filet mignon. That one's for my friend Julia. So brie cheese, filet mignon, every hour on the hour. And that's the only thing I care about. But I do need to get a stiff drink on my way to the Eiffel Tower. So, care to join me?
Well, I'd like to, but, I'm busier than a one-legged cat in a sandbox.
Lord.
But I tell you what.
Yes.
I tell you what. God, you look beautiful.
Thank you, darling. But I want to go to the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yes. It's halfway across the world. I don't think we can get there.
I don't understand what you mean. Are we in Paris?
Well, sure. Paris, Texas. The biggest city in Lamar County, ladies and gentlemen. It's true. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. The prairie sky is high and wide, deep in the heart of Texas. The sage in bloom is like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love, deep in the heart of Texas. Why don't you dance with me? 'Cause that's what we do in Texas. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. The prairie sky is high and wide, deep in the heart of Texas. The sage in bloom is like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love, deep in the heart of Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas.
I just don't understand. I wanted to eat chocolate croissants and have orgies with beautiful European people.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. There's a toothless man named Walter down on the corner who's handing out brisket on a stick who's hornier than a two-pecker goat.
Hard pass. Absolutely hard pass. No way.
All right, but, Walter's going to be pretty disappointed. Now, listen, I got a skedaddle. If you need a drink, just stop into that saloon down the way.
It's an excellent saloon. Well, you look and sound ridiculous. Be gone with you. I had no choice but to follow Dewey's advice. I barged into the saloon and demanded to use their telephone, eventually getting patched through to my lover, Rita Marlowe. Rita, is that you?
Colette, you finally landed, thank goodness. Come skinny dipping on the Seine with me. I've got a baguette in each hand and a man on each arm.
Rita, Rita, I'm so embarrassed. I'm in the wrong Paris. I repeat, I'm in the wrong Paris. This is not a drill, okay? I'm absolutely devastated, and there's something chewing on this telephone wire. I think it's a possum, but I also think that's what they fed me for lunch in here, so I'm very confused.
Colette?
Rita, can you hear me?
Colette? Oh no. Colette?
Rita?
Colette? Hello? It's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say the time's supposed to heal you, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm a European dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how we felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a distance between us and a million miles. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times. Tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. When I call you, never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. It clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. Hello, how are you? It's so typical of me to talk about myself. I'm sorry. I hope that you will. Did you ever make it out of that town where nothing ever happened? It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time. You all know the words. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. It don't matter. It clearly doesn't tear you apart. Hello from the outside. At least I can say that I tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter. It clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. Alright, well, I guess goodbye, Colette, and good luck with that possum, I suppose. Miss ya. Au revoir.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't hear any of that because we're disconnected, but I assume it was really lovely. If Rita could have fun in the real Paris, then so could I. After all, I'm a New Yorker, am I right? Thank you. The one person that's not actually from here giving a loud woo. We're home to the Beagle. We're home to the Chrysler Building. We're home to the angry pedestrian, for goodness sakes. God. I could show this new Paris who's boss. Hey, Dewey!
Yeah, you're cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
Dewey, I've actually come to a bit of a revelation, and I've decided that I'm the new mayor here now.
Well, now, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, Colette. Now listen, you're gonna have to do more than just one day of proclaiming to get ahead in this town. Listen, I've been on the bottom for a long time, and well, I'm still on the bottom.
Why? What do you do?
Well, why don't I sing about it?
Why don't you do that? I think you're going to whether I say yes or not.
I think about cows.
I know nothing about cows. Enlighten us. Enlighten the whole world.
I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, but my legs ain't bowed and my cheeks ain't tan. I'm a cowboy who never saw a cow, never roped a steer 'cause I don't know how, and I sure ain't fixin' to start now. Yippee-yi-o-ki-yay, hey, yippee-yi-o-ki-yay. I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, and I learned to ride before I learned to stand. I'm a riding fool who is up to date. I know every trail in the Lone Star State, 'cause I ride them all in a Ford V8. Yippee-yi-o-ki-yay, hey, yippee-yi-o-ki-yay. Take it away, boys.
I'm not one of the boys.
I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, and I've come to town just to hear the band. I know all the songs that the cowboys know about the big corral where the doggies go, 'cause I learned them all on the radio. Yippee-yi-o-ki-yay, hey, yippee-yi-o-ki-yay, hey, yippee-yi-o-ki-yay. You know, cows are really beautiful people once you get to know them.
Okay, a few things, Dewey. Let's just break that song down for a second. So one, I'm more confused than when you started the song. Do you herd cows or don't you? Two, I don't think that my dress pairs very well with manure, so this lifestyle is not for me. And three, I don't know about the whole open road business. You know, New Yorkers don't go 3 blocks from their chosen bodegas. You can ask these people.
Now listen, Colette, I think you're gonna get along just fine here in Texas. Now, take me for instance.
Yeah.
I'm lucky compared to my fellow cowherd friend, Frankie, I think he's called.
Your friend.
You know,
Frankie.
he's been mad as a wet hen because you know what? His favorite cow, Claudette Cowbear, went missing. You know, he brought her all the way from Scotland.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here he is. Claudette was the most beautiful specimen of cattle in all of Glasgow.
Okay, do you suddenly all appear when you hear the word cow or something? I don't even understand how you got here.
No, it's just this town's a wee bit small, and I could hear you singing from across the road.
We were singing kind of loud, yeah.
Listen. If you could help me find Claudette, I'd be mighty grateful.
Goodness, and if we manage to find her, do we get compensation in the form of chopping her up for a steak dinner or something? That sounds kind of delicious.
Oh, now, Claudette, you had to be so insensitive. Can't you see that? Can't you? I mean, whatever your name is.
We're the same.
Colette, Frank, thank you very much.
Can't you see this man is in existential pain?
I couldn't see that, but I feel like if he sings about it, maybe I can.
All right, you with the large cello. I'll be needing that.
Yes, we'll see what this live cello is.
Now, I've never touched one of these, but I think I got it.
Many a white man has said the same thing.
That's enough of you. Alright, jazz musicians. Let's play a song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's going to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. I know, 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 I know. No, I know, 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 yeah. I think you should've leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's undone when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
And by house in this context, you mean that tiny little barn over there?
Yeah, that barn over there, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, Frank, if that's even your name, if you need any distracting, I'm planning to seize the title of Parisian mayor by, rigging an election, colluding with foreign powers, spreading lies about other candidates, like a crime. So, if you'd like to join me in that, you're welcome to.
Well, thanks, Coco, but that sounds mighty complicated, and I don't think anything can fill the Claudette-sized hole in my hat.
That's probably true, but... my goodness.
My goodness. Mary Beth Jones.
Have a name now.
I guess it is. That's what we used to call her back home. Well, butter my pickle and call me a kitten. What a nice surprise.
Well, not really. Like Frank said, it's a real quiet street and y'all keep singing into microphones. I was just itching to join because my diamondback rattlesnake Lila slithered off last year and I've been doggone wrecked about it ever since.
And let me guess, just off the top of my head, I'm assuming you're going to sing a song about it right now?
Well, now that you've offered.
Okay.
Sorry.
Blues not the word for the way that I feel in the storm brewing in this heart of mine. This is no it's real. You're someone else's love now, you're not mine. Crazy arms that reach to hold somebody new, but my yearning heart keeps saying you're not mine. My troubled mind knows soon to another you'll be wed, and that's why I'm lonely all the time. Please take these treasured dreams I've had for you and me, and take all the love I thought was mine. Someday my crazy arms will hold somebody new, but now I'm so lonely all the time. Crazy